Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Tuesday, November 4th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
All right.
Inside these boxes,
I think you're going to need more cards.
Yeah. Precious cargo.
I did 225 myself, and it's been a joy to do them for the kids.
Noella Cleroux is a resident at Kemptville Retirement Living. She and others knitting hundreds of Izzy dolls.
We had a knitting club on Tuesday, and we all got together and we all knit.
The dolls, symbols of friendship and peace, are named after Master Corporal Mark Isfeld. He was killed by a landmine while on tour in Croatia 31 years ago. Before his death, his mom made dolls he distributed to children wherever he went.
We have 883 Izzy dolls with us today.
His legacy living on.
It's amazing. In one swoop, they've given us more dolls than we raised all of last year.
The group donating the dolls to the Canada Aviation and Space Museum.
So what we do with them is after November, we pile them together and we send them over to Health Partners International Canada, HPIC, who use them as packing materials for their medical kits that they send out to places in need.
Dolls are then distributed to local children.
And of course, I had to hop on board. We had so many donations of wool, every different color and kind, and it was just fun to pick out different ones and make our own creations. It's something to do together. A lot of these ladies would knit in their room before, and now they come and they gather in the main lounge and they knit together.
Making a big impact, one tiny doll at a time.
We would really like a picture of kids receiving them to put up in our home.
Katie Griffin, CTV News.
Landon Crowder expects to sell a lot of shakes over the next month. His supplement store is donating every dollar from every shake sold to help a friend.
She's in the store almost every single day grabbing a shake on her lunch break. I know how much she, loves the shakes.
Money raised is going towards Raelyn Jansen's recovery efforts. The 23-year-old was training for her first bodybuilding competition. Instead, she's in hospital dealing with life-altering injuries. Last Wednesday in St. Albert, Jansen was working as a landscaper on the side of the road when she was struck by an SUV and pinned between her truck. Her family says she had to have both of her legs amputated above the knees. Her road to recovery will be a long one.
We were just very grateful when we heard she was going to make it. And once we heard that, it was like, okay, well, what can we do to help?
Jansen is a regular at the Den Fitness in West Edmonton. Well, wishes are being left on cards and a hoodie on top of fundraising efforts. Braden Miller says despite the traumatic injuries, she is in good spirits.
If Ray's smiling and Ray's replying to messages and all this kind of stuff, how can we be sad? At the end of the day, it's like, if anything, it fires me up and motivates us, to, again, keep talking about this and keep doing what we can for her.
RCMP say charges are pending against a St. Albert man. It's looking for witnesses and dashcam video leading up to the crash.
It's a lot more rare that we see these in residential areas, and it's frightening because we all, here's somebody who's working, doing yard cleanup, working for a company, and now tragically their life has changed significantly.
A GoFundMe has raised more than $100,000 in 4 days. Naramanisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
3 times the legal drinking limit.
Sandy Jager lost her son Cameron to an impaired driver in Montana last year. Monday, she stood alongside police and paramedics, sharing a story she never wanted to tell.
Cam was an amazing young man who is taking the world on every minute of every day. He lived life to the fullest. He cared about his friends. He cared about his fire crews when he was a wildland firefighter. He cared about his family.
The driver who killed Cameron was more than 3 times the legal limit and left the scene. Jager says her family's grief fuels a message she hopes others hear.
She did not stop to provide assistance, which is our greatest heartbreak. She is serving time, but will likely be eligible for parole within the year. So her life continues. Our life sentence is to mourn him every day.
Every life lost is a tragedy we work tirelessly to avoid.
Calgary police say impaired driving isn't just a holiday problem and that every single death on the road is one too many.
The impact to other people who witness this, the impact to other community members, It's mammoth, and it's just so impactful and so unnecessary.
First responders see the aftermath up close and say the emotional cost can be devastating.
It does have an impact on their mental health and their well-being. We've even had tragedies where paramedics have responded to family members of their own family impacted by these incidents.
MAD's Project Red Ribbon runs until January 5th, urging Canadians to plan a sober ride home and display a red ribbon as a promise to drive safely. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
'Tis the season for getting into the holiday spirit.
55 feet of silver fir that just screams Christmas.
The Distillery District Winter Village Christmas tree is here to help kick off the holiday season.
Obviously, it's in its unwrapping phase right now, but pretty soon, 80,000 lights, hundreds of ornaments.
The roughly 5-story tree coming from right here in Ontario.
Yeah, this is a homegrown tree. This is right here in Ontario from Mono Township, about an hour north of Toronto. And so really, there's a whole tree farm. We use Drysdale Farms, and they come down every year.
In a new collaboration with Habitat for Humanity, GTA, the giant tree will get a second life when the holiday season is over.
At the end of the season, this tree will be taken down, taken to a local farm, and turned into wood and mulch. And you might be wondering what's going to be happening with that? Why does Habitat for Humanity need that? And it's because it's going to be turned into mulch that we will use as we're building affordable homes throughout the GTA.
The installation of the tree and decorations will be completed heading into next week. The Distillery District Christmas tree will officially be lit in a ceremony on November 13th at 6 p.m., which kicks off the Christmas market that runs all the way through to January 4th of 2026. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
Pumpkin smashing was on the menu at Halifax's annual Harvest Hootenanny.
Hootenanny's been happening since the farm started, the end of the very first farm season in 2012. The farm was at a different location then, but it's been happening every year since, the first Saturday after Halloween.
Giving children a chance to extend their Halloween fever by dressing in costumes and putting some old pumpkins to use.
The most exciting feature of the event is that kids will bring their leftover jack-o'-lantern and they smash it here just behind me with some rubber hammers, and then we put it in our compost.
From garlic planting to cider pressing, the event at Common Roots Urban Farm Saturday combined fall activities with a chance for people to learn about harvesting.
It's like a nice little place to gather and see some stuff growing and be reminded what season it is, right?
Along with more than 100 garden plots, the farm features a cold storage.
As a big part of that project, we wanted to get feedback on the design and how it could be better, and so we hosted a small gathering this morning of food production organizations, community members, and emergency management organizations to help figure out how best we can adapt this design to be more useful for the city.
But it's really mostly, I think, just an opportunity to see one another and to eat some food and smash some pumpkins and drink some cider and plant some garlic, but mostly just to see one another.
And celebrate everything the fall season has to offer. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Those familiar with It by Stephen King know the red balloon as a symbol of fright. But for this family, it's a sign of stardom.
It's an honor to be part of this universe.
Jack Legault began acting at age 4. He started out as an extra, then went on to voice Slippy in the animated series Interstellar Ella. His sister Matilda followed in his footsteps, booking shows like Ginny and Georgia. The two were eventually called for the cast of the new HBO series, It, Welcome to Derry.
I heard voices in the pipes. I thought it was just going to be a little spooky thing, maybe some jump scares. Because I've never heard of it. I was really young. I was only about 8.
It tells the backstory of Pennywise the Clown, with the Legaults as brother and sister Phil and Susie Malkin. Since the show is set in 1962 Maine, Jack says a lot of preparation went into playing his character.
Every morning, Dad would wake us up to 60s music, like Soulja Boy, not the rap one, but yeah. I looked at some of the movies he might have watched, learned about airplanes, and it really was not that hard to act like a total geek and sarcastic, funny guy.
It's a testament to how grounded these budding stars are. When the cameras aren't rolling, the siblings are in Ormstown at their family farm or in school. It was thanks to on-set tutors that they were able to be in Toronto for nearly 2 months of filming. But the family says they're grateful to be able to pursue acting while maintaining a sense of peace.
Nowadays we do self-tapes, so in our basement we have a whole setup. We've painted the wall white, which is a really nice neutral color. And we film it, and we got one of the parents or one of the siblings reading behind the camera. And yeah, we just give it our all, and it's nice because it's friendly faces behind the camera instead of strangers.
Whether at home or on set, the Legos say it's a family affair. As for what's next, Matilda's eyeing a lead role, and Jack hopes the next call will come from the DC universe. Anastasia Dextrine, CTV News.
To be my lawful wedded spouse. To be my lawful wedded spouse.
Newlyweds Raelyn and Curtis Leachman were supposed to be saying I do on a sunny beach in Jamaica. But after Hurricane Melissa devastated their wedding destination last week, the Saskatoon couple was forced to come up with a new plan fast.
Oh, it's kind of like, okay, we got it. Let's get it. Let's continue on. And we made the best out of a poor situation, really.
With their November 1st wedding date already embossed on wedding favors, they decided to go ahead with the nuptials on that day anyway.
We absolutely had no backup plan. We've been to Negril probably 8 or 9 times. We always go at that time of the year. Jamaica hardly ever gets hit with a hurricane, and especially to the devastation that it did this time.
You may now kiss your bride.
And this was the new unlikely venue, the Saskatoon Airport. It was 6:30 Saturday morning, right before they boarded a new flight to Mexico, a trip they booked once Jamaica was not possible. They found a justice of the peace through a friend who wasn't sure what to expect when he arrived.
Because I couldn't go past security where there might be a smaller room. And when I got there, they were all happy. They were in beachwear already. So we kind of pretended like it was the beach, I guess.
The Leachmans tied the knot in front of 2 friends and some unlikely wedding guests, airport staff who cheered them on. And since they were eloping, none of their 4 children even knew they were getting married. Until now, when this story airs.
Well, I guess, yeah, we'll see you Sunday, and that's the reason why we're having a big supper.
So the surprises about this wedding will continue on. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Meet 1-year-old Winnie, a pig who happens to love your leftover Halloween pumpkins.
So they're very well appreciated by them, of course. The chickens love the pumpkins. Even the bunny rabbits absolutely love them. It's really good for their teeth as well.
Shelby's Ranch, a non-profit animal rescue in Puslinch, is collecting leftover Halloween pumpkins for their residents to enjoy.
It's actually a nice enrichment for the animals too. Since it's kind of a game, I kind of, cut it up for them and they pick away and they'll be at that for hours. They totally love it. But typically the pumpkins last pretty good, especially now the weather's getting cold.
And with around 70 mouths to feed, each pumpkin donation goes a long way to help out the sanctuary. From bunnies to chickens, all seem to get in on the smorgasbord. But some pumpkins can't be converted to feed.
Carve-outs are totally okay, as long as they have no paint, basically, stuff like that. Any chemicals or additives that the animals can't have.
At the Donkey Sanctuary of Canada, also in Puslinch, they received a large donation from the Art Gallery of Guelph and are not accepting public donations. However, in an email to CTV News, they say in part, it's an enriching treat for donkeys to enjoy pushing around while doubling as a nutritious treat. According to the region of Waterloo, around 50,000 pumpkins are used for Halloween in the region, creating around 200 metric tons of organic waste. In an email, the region says by using your green bin to compost your pumpkins, you are recycling this waste into compost to help grow more pumpkins and other crops, and preserving space in the region's only landfill. With a reminder that any pumpkins with paint, candle wax, or stickers will have to be thrown out into regular garbage.
Oh, is that yummy?
Ashley Bacon, CTV News, Puslinch.
Stretching over just 1.5 kilometers beneath the Detroit River, the tunnel officially opened on November 3rd, 1930. At the time, a one-way trip cost just 25 cents, and on day one, more than 2,000 vehicles made the crossing.
95 years is a big deal, and you think about, that kind of time in history versus today, and we're still a huge important part of the economies of Windsor and Detroit.
About 12,000 vehicles now pass through daily.
About 470 million vehicles have taken the tunnel since it opened. 470 million, that's a lot.
Officials say years of upgrades from ventilation and lighting to tolling technology have kept the tunnel strong and secure.
The funny thing is the tunnel was, again, built in 1930, cars were smaller, so we have just 12 feet of road on either side. Standard roads now are 13 or 14 feet. But we've got great ventilation, and our ventilation actually needs to work less than it used to because cars are a lot more efficient.
I think what's really important to remember in this celebration, in this anniversary, is our shared humanity between our two cities. So hopefully what happens after another 95 years, that tunnel will still be here, our community will be stronger, and we as Windsorites and Detroiters will have that same heart, that same soul, and that same beauty.
The tunnel remains jointly owned by the cities of Windsor and Detroit.
I think it's great. I think that with the new bridge and the old bridge, it's very good to have lots of access to the U.S.
Many times I go to Dearborn or Michigan.
A lot of people like to shop over there and things like that. It's quick to get across.
I'm amazed it's that old. I thought maybe around World War II, but 95. Wow, that's a lot.
Listen, it's a crucial connection for automotive, manufacturing, and just people, right? Families, friends, sports fans, moviegoers. There's just a whole bunch of. We're the #1 passenger vehicle crossing connecting Canada and the United States.
As it approaches its 100th year, officials say the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel isn't just a route under the river, it's a lasting reminder of connection between two communities that continue to move forward together. Stephanie?
So many interesting facts there, Chris. Congratulations on 95 years. Thank you, Chris Campbell, tonight.
Carmen Martorella has painted a masterpiece every single day for a year, and she only has a few days left before completing her journey.
Painting is my passion, and I just want to improve and become a better artist. So what better way to do that is to paint daily as a professional artist.
Martorella said that some of her pieces were harder than others, but her dedication has paid off with the Sudbury Food Bank.
I had entered the draw for quite a few years now, and I was never selected. So this year they selected 2 of my paintings in the draw for the Christmas card campaign. So all of the proceeds from those cards will go to the food bank.
When you purchase the card for them, we then purchase a meal for a person who's less fortunate, a holiday meal for them through the Christmas season. It's we've done it for years. It's one of our most successful campaigns ever. The public loves it, the sponsors love it, the artists love it, and heck, we love it. So it's fantastic.
While having 2 of her pieces selected for the around 40 submissions the food bank received this year, the fact that she will finish 365 paintings in just a few days is a big win.
I had fun doing that. Some days it was not so fun. It was like, oh, I got to get through this day. But you know what? You have to persevere. When you have a goal, persevere, get it done.
The Sudbury Food Bank will be showing off this year's card selections at the Art of Dessert on November 6th. And Martorella will be showing off her 365 days of painting at her gallery on November 15th, proving perseverance pays off. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
From pallets of food to piles of presents, the Christmas cheerboard is ramping up for the season of giving.
We've been preparing for the last month and a half to get the space up and running for the holiday season. Next thing you know, we'll be opening our doors and opening our phone lines.
According to a Food Banks Canada report, Manitobans made nearly 65,000 trips to food banks in March alone, a number that's jumped up 17% since last year. That could mean another record-breaking campaign for the cheerboard, who dished out more than 21,000 hampers in 2024.
On a day-to-day, we're going to receive probably between 500 and 600 hamper applications, and you multiply that over the course of around 32 days, it becomes pretty significant.
Phone lines to apply for a hamper open Tuesday morning, and Executive Director Shauna Bell says seniors who live alone, newcomer families, and parents who just need a little help over the holidays top the list of applicants.
There's no formula behind who's in need, but it's just an opportunity for us to be able to help them out and give them a little bit of a lift up at what can be a really challenging time of the year.
The cheerboard's not the only organization rolling into the holidays. Registration for the Salvation Army's Toy Mountain launched Monday.
You don't have to be faced with these impossible choices. Is it pay rent or buy Christmas gifts? We can help you at least with a little bit of some of those things.
Every year, the organization collects new and unwrapped toys, so every kid has a gift to open.
The parents are so grateful to be able to have that experience and to take those things home and wrap them for their kids just like any other parent would.
And the not-for-profit is also planning for a very busy Christmas dinner at its Center of Hope.
This year is going to be taking place on December 18th. There will be several different seatings throughout the evening, and we're expecting to feed 2,000 people this year, which is about 500 more than last year.
Daniel Halmerson, CTV News, Winnipeg.
This is the gun shed over here, and up above, that was where classrooms were.
The past president of the 1st Hussars Association remembers fondly the time he spent in what is now the Delta Armories Hotel in downtown London.
Well, this was not only the center of military activity, but it's also the center of social activity.
Transformed into a hotel in the late 1980s, the Armory spent its first 73 years serving multiple regiments. While Londoners over 50 recalled its original purpose, the 1st Hussars want to educate others for the Armory's 120th anniversary. For starters, beginning Tuesday evening, the regiment will fly its flag on the building for the first time since 1978.
We are reclaiming the Dundas Street Armories, yes, back to the 1st Hussars, and also to all the other regiments.
With the cooperation of the hotel, the week will also include a fundraising brunch and 2 days of indoor guided tours to areas that still relate to the original structure.
I want to show them where history was made and where the people trained and where they enjoyed themselves.
Now, to visualize the anniversary on a grand scale, period vehicles are going to be parked in front of the Armory on Remembrance Day. The move is designed to simulate the hustle and bustle of the Armory in the height of its operation.
This building had ranges in it, it had classrooms, it had a band room, it had messes.
And now, over a century and one major transformation later, a lasting legacy.
Just like Holy Roller is a landmark for the unit and the association in the city, the Delta Armories and the Armories in itself is also a vital landmark to the city.
Because the people who came through here made history, just not Canadian history, but world history.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Rather than boy meets girl, Nicole and Todd Cameron say their love story began when his Ace Ventura pet detective meets her living dead zombie.
And I didn't talk to him. I basically spewed out blood at him.
And I thought, that is Halloween spirit that I could really get behind.
Later, Todd reached out online and they connected instantly.
It felt as though we found each other as like a childhood playmate.
While their friendship eventually evolved into a romance, their passion for being creative remained constant and culminated with crafting their Halloween costumes in June.
Just like sense of awe and wonder, sense of having fun.
After they exchanged vows during a Back to the Future themed wedding, Todd and Nicole posed for alien themed maternity photos that went viral before welcoming a baby boy just days before Halloween.
We decided on the name Jack because it's Halloween themed, but it's not so Halloween like Ichabod.
Or their black cat named Boo. Instead, Jack, no relation to a lantern, is free to be whoever he wants for Halloween, followed by his parents creating costumes to complement his.
Our goal as our parents to use imagination and play.
And when Jack spots a shivering Halloween decoration, make sure it's caught on camera when he proudly impersonates it for the first time. Jack's also good at impersonating his dad while decorating their front yard.
And then he backs up on the street and looks back and he'll nod his head and he'll be like, yep, looks good.
And Jack's right. Their home is one of those Halloween houses that people go out of their way to visit, thanks to a collection of classic and contemporary characters that's more fun than frightening.
One of my favorite things is look out the window and to see a young family, like then their eyes are what, and the kids are pointing.
Because rather than striving to make their community creepy, like their love story, Nicole and Todd are hoping their Halloween creativity will encourage people to feel connected.
And if you're having fun with your friends and your family, the rest is going to kind of take care of itself.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Nanaimo.